Hey gang, I'm Fahaam, your financial freedom guru. Let's turn your dreams into billionaire success stories. Today, I'm taking you deep into the fascinating life and billionaire journey of a man whose name is whispered in luxury showrooms and celebrity circles around the world, Jacob Arabo, the man better known as Jacob the Jeweler. His story isn't just about gold and diamonds, it's about vision, hustle, and building an empire from absolutely nothing. It's the tale of a young immigrant who went from a teenage dreamer in Tashkent, Uzbekistan to becoming the man behind some of the most jaw-dropping jewelry and watches the world has ever seen. Jacob Arabo's journey starts far away from the flashing lights of New York City, in a place where luxury jewelry was more of a fantasy than a reality. Born in 1964 in Tashkent, back then part of the Soviet Union, Jacob's early life was not filled with riches or privilege. He grew up in a modest household, but even as a boy, he had an eye for style, sparkle, and detail. From a young age, he was fascinated with the craftsmanship of watches and the allure of gemstones. While other kids were playing outside, Jacob found himself daydreaming about intricate designs and imagining how to make something that would stand out. This passion was something that would follow him for the rest of his life. When Jacob was 14, his life took a massive turn. His family immigrated to the United States, landing in Queens, New York. Like most immigrants, the move came with struggles, a new language, a new culture, and financial pressure. Jacob didn't have the luxury of waiting for opportunities to come to him. He knew he had to make his own. He dropped out of high school at the age of 16, not because he didn't value education, but because he had a burning desire to chase his dream and help support his family. Jacob enrolled in a 6-month jewelry design course, learning the basics of the craft. But he didn't just stick to the course curriculum. He practiced constantly, studied designs, and experimented with his own ideas. He had this fearless creativity and attention to detail that set him apart. After finishing his course, he got a job as a jewelry apprentice, learning the trade hands-on. This is where his raw talent started turning into skill. He learned how to set stones, polish metals, and understand what makes a piece not only beautiful but durable. In his free time, he designed his own pieces, taking inspiration from everywhere: architecture, art, even nature. By the time he was 21, Jacob was ready to step out on his own. With just a small workbench and a burning ambition, he started making jewelry under his own name. He didn't have a fancy showroom or a marketing budget. Instead, he relied on pure word of mouth, knocking on doors, showing his designs to small stores, and slowly building a reputation for bold, high-quality work. But here's where the real magic happened. Jacob didn't want to make just nice jewelry. He wanted to create statement pieces, designs that would make people stop and stare, jewelry that would almost tell a story. This unique vision caught the attention of the right people at the right time. In the 1990s, New York's hip-hop scene was exploding, and rappers and artists were looking for ways to express their success and personality. Jacob's bold and innovative designs fit that culture perfectly. Soon, stars like Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, and P. Diddy were wearing his creations. They didn't just buy his jewelry, they became his friends and loyal clients. It wasn't long before Jacob became the go-to jeweler for the hip-hop elite. His name, Jacob the Jeweler, became almost as famous as the artists he was serving. But Jacob wasn't content with just making flashy custom pieces. He wanted to build a global brand. He officially launched Jacob & Company and began creating high-end watches that combined Swiss craftsmanship with his daring designs. Most watchmakers played it safe, sticking to traditional looks. Jacob broke the mold. His watches were bold, colorful, and filled with technical innovations. Models like the 5 time zone watch became instant hits, not just with rappers but also with Hollywood actors, athletes, and international billionaires. Jacob's client list started reading like the guest list of the most exclusive parties in the world, people who could buy anything, but still chose his creations. Now, building a luxury empire is never smooth sailing. Jacob faced setbacks along the way, including legal troubles that could have ended his career. But what makes his story so powerful is that he didn't let those challenges define him. He rebuilt, rebranded, and came back even stronger. Instead of hiding, he doubled down on his creativity, releasing designs that shocked the industry with their innovation. One of his masterpieces, the Astronomia watch, became a global sensation. With its rotating globe, sparkling gemstones, and floating tourbillon, it was like wearing a miniature universe on your wrist. Pieces like these didn't just tell time, they told a story of ambition, craftsmanship, and pure artistry. By staying true to his vision and continuing to innovate, Jacob grew Jacob & Company into one of the most recognized luxury brands in the world. His watches and jewelry are now seen on red carpets, music videos, royal gatherings, and exclusive auctions. Prices for his pieces can reach into the millions, making them not just accessories but investments. Jacob's billionaire journey is a masterclass in turning passion into profit. He started with nothing but skill, determination, and an eye for design, and he transformed it into a brand that commands respect across continents. For aspiring entrepreneurs, his story is packed with lessons. First, find your passion and master your craft. Jacob didn't just design, he lived and breathed jewelry making. Second, don't be afraid to be different. While others played safe, Jacob went bold, and that's what made him stand out. Third, build relationships. His early celebrity clients didn't just buy jewelry, they helped spread his name because they trusted him and loved his work. And finally, understand that setbacks are part of the journey. Jacob faced storms that could have sunk his ship, but he used them as opportunities to grow stronger. Today, Jacob Arabo stands as an icon in the luxury industry, a man whose vision redefined what high-end jewelry and watches could be. From a teenager working at a bench in Queens to a billionaire with a global brand, he's proof that dreams can be built, gemstone by gemstone, if you have the courage to keep going. His story inspires not just because of his success, but because of the way he created it, with relentless creativity, resilience, and a deep belief in the value of standing out. And that's the essence of financial freedom too. It's not just about making money, it's about creating something that's truly yours, something that people value and remember. Whether you're into fashion, technology, real estate, or any other industry, the principles that built Jacob the Jeweller's empire can build yours too. Think bold, stay true to your craft, connect with the right people, and never let obstacles knock you out. That's how you go from a dreamer in a small workshop to a name known around the world. So the next time you see one of those stunning Jacob & Company watches or a diamond piece that looks like it belongs in a museum, remember the journey behind it. Remember that it started with a boy in Uzbekistan who dared to dream big, who crossed oceans, faced challenges, and built a billion-dollar legacy. And remember, your own story can be just as extraordinary if you have the vision and persistence to make it happen.